Yeah, 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 yeah. It's been so long since I kissed you, honey. Wanna spend some time, yeah. Oh, no, no. I always loved you, and you know it. Stupid and naive. You should've never let me go. All this time I should've known you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, the one, you're the one. You're the one for me. Yeah, baby, you know you're the one for me. Yeah. You're the one for me. Yeah. Ooh. You're the one for me.
Hey, Sherelle.
I caught on fire when I saw you with her. You belong to me. You belong to me. You belong to me. And I apologize for acting salty. But damn, she's such a breezy. Float boat, pass her by.
What is it?
Always loved you.
You sure it's not a string?
From what?
We wear clothes every day. Any kind of string.
You should've never let me go. And all this time I should have
Hey, Brittany.
known you're the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Hey, Kanda.
You are the one. I know you are the one. You are the one.
Y'all know the protocol. Come on in. Give us a share. And let us know you're in here. Hey, Yaz. Good. Watch while I wrap these gifts. Dang, if I would have knew, I would have sent mine over there because they still in the Amazon boxes. Hey, Shalonda. Yeah, Candace, you about to get fired. That's why you can't earn the top fan badge, because you be slacking. Hi, Stacy. Hey, Charity. Stacy, is this your first time on live with us?
You got me strung up, boy, I swear.
Oh, yeah. So I finally caught y'all here at work.
You're the one.
Oh, tip commentator. Oh, hey, show off.
You're the one, yeah.
Oh, top commenter. Okay. Whatever. I'll take that too. Oh, I'm on the mess with that. I'm trying to interact with the people that's really loud.
You're doing it now.
They're talking to us. You're being rude by playing music, so I can't respond.
Music heads, no, this is when you gotta let the music ride. We about to talk for a whole hour and a half.
That's only you, because they're talking. Like,
I'll joke. What up, y'all? Welcome. How many people got on there? 10. Sorry about the tardiness. It was a slow start. Equipment malfunctions and whatnot. Malfunctions is dramatic. We just camera battery wasn't charged up, and the computer app was acting mad slow. So, is what it is. Let me go share. Do all that talking stuff you was doing that you was all big on.
We done talk now. We just had to play through your music. Oh, excuse me. Remember, if you're in here, say what's up and share the live. As soon as Russell shares, we will go ahead and get started with our intro. And then we going to set this thing off right. Duval and hey, Ash. Ashley. I call my other Ash, so you got to be Ashley. You shared it to What They Never Told
I
Us.
do that all the time.
Come on. It's rookie mistakes now. Hey, Danielle.
That's irritating. Let's delete that.
I am feeling better. Thank you for asking. The last 2 days I have been headache free, so I am thanking God for that. And my cough and stuff really went away the day after I got out the hospital. But I think, y'all, I don't think I was actually like sick. I do think I had the sniffles, but I think my blood pressure was really high. Like, I got a cuff from my mom, and my readings have been like in the 150s. I don't know if that's like the cuff is malfunctioning or what, but the whole time I was in the ER, my blood pressure was really high. And so I made a doctor's appointment to get that checked out because I know Black people, we can't play with that. And I love my salt, so I just need to get some arms around it, make sure ain't nothing going on.
That part ain't nothing to play with. Question, y'all. I see 3 shares. Why y'all doing us like this? I thought y'all was fam for real. Y'all just said, I'm not sharing today.
Some people might not want people to know that they watching. They be in here sharing stuff, and they're like, I don't want nobody else to see that. So if you don't share, at least react to the whole post, please. That helps us.
I'm really just messing up the church's money.
Okay. It's 8:58.
That ain't my fault.
Kind of is.
How?
The last 10 minutes be your fault.
Houseway.
Because you can't share the post.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
I'm ready. Everybody comment who's in here. Y'all know we do the shout out. So if you want your name,
I'm pretty sure they
share with the world.
We got most of the people.
Okay.
Maybe some quiet people, but I got about 10 and it says 12 watching. So.
All right. You know the deal. We finna get it started. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Brandy.
And welcome to another episode recap of the What They Never Told Us podcast. What's going on?
Yep, that's loud.
Recap. Gang's here. Whole community's here. Well, not the whole community, but the real Trill fam is here.
So we have Sherelle and Brittany and Candace, Charity, Yaz, Shalonda, Stacy. Stacy is a first-time joiner, so thank you for being here, Stacy. I did see Charity in there, Ashley, Danielle, and Tori. Tori is a new name that I don't recognize, so hey, Tori. Thank you for joining us. Is this your first time in here, Tori? All right, you ready?
Yeah, that name Tori looks so familiar to me. I'm trying to figure out where I know that.
Tori, do you know Russell in real life?
No, not in real life, but I think she commented on something. Anyways, I've seen your name on our content before. So what's going on, Tori?
Hey.
Welcome to the live. Glad you're here. Glad your first time. Charity's here as well. What's going on, Charity? So yes, y'all know how we do it. Episode. Who has had a chance to listen to the last episode already?
Tori said she recently messaged us. Yes, I do remember that.
That's it.
And thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. That means everything. So yeah, who has had a chance to check out the episode? Have you listened? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it cringe? Let us know. Some.
Cringe.
Now I'm just all possibilities. You never know what people
Thank
might
you
feel.
for watching, Ash. I know she prefers the YouTube, so thank you for that.
Absolutely. I can't remember who was it. Was it Ash who said that last time when you had a differing opinion that she felt like parents was arguing?
I think that that was racy.
Oh, that was racy. So this is another one of them classic differing opinions. Listen to it today. It was dope.
I don't think it came off like that. I think that was.
It didn't.
Because
it didn't. I mean, when I looked back at it, I think we handled it well. We're growing. Last time we had an episode, the energy was all off. There's some people like, oh, that was a rough listen. It's very tense. You know what I mean? I had their nerves bad and everything. But we talked about a few subjects that we want you guys to weigh in on.
Brittany said she listened to most of it. The boyfriend talked over the last bit. So, since you brought that up, Russell tried to sneak diss me today on Facebook.
It wasn't a sneak.
So, if y'all, you ain't say it to my face.
Huh?
You didn't say it to my face.
There's no point of saying it to you. You're not going to change. I'm expressing myself to the people that care.
Sneak this to me. So if y'all haven't seen his most recent post, if you don't follow him on Facebook, he definitely posted something that said something to the tune of,
why do girls always talk over the music when y'all going somewhere? They wait till your favorite song on to start talking.
So not true.
That's my experience. I don't know what you want me to say.
Not your experience.
It's my experience. I don't know what you want me to say.
Okay, but anyways, you're
like you wait till the music, like you notice me turn up the music. Clearly, this is my jam, and then you just randomly just start talking over, and it always seemed to land on the part that you was waiting here.
So if I get a thought, like I'm supposed to just hold it to the song,
it feels very forced because it'd be like random stuff. Like, what would you think if like Braylon was the mayor?
Okay, first of all, I don't
Wouldn't
ever talk to you
crazy?
about no frivolous stuff like that. So don't even try me. See what I'm saying, y'all? He be on your pump faking for y'all because he know I don't even be dealing with no frivolous conversations like that.
No, you be frivolous sometimes.
If I bring up something, it's because it interests me and I would like it for you to take an interest in it as well.
We finna sit down at dinner. We finna have a whole time span to talk. We can't just jam for a second. Road trips is like when you want the music to blast.
Danielle says, I have to go back and watch it, but I'm here for the live. Charity says, it's not that deep, sir. Charity says, Russell, you are the king of random. Now, that is true. But I don't know. I think when I'm doing something, it's the same feeling.
So you know what I'm saying? I don't know. See, now watch this. Look at this. Oh, wow.
But I'm saying all you had to do was communicate that to me. But you didn't. You posted it on Facebook.
What do you mean communicate what to you?
Just say, hey, baby, like, I don't really like it when I'm listening to my...
It wasn't my post. Someone posted it. And the post was viral. And I looked down the comments and all the guys are like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yo, I'm not alone. This isn't just a me thing. This is several men across the span.
What was your caption to it?
I just put emojis. I don't think I said anything.
OMG, yes.
No, I said this. I said OMG, this. Yeah, what? Oh my God, this. It's a thing. I thought it was just me, but nah, it's men all over the world dealing with this.
Brittany says, everyone does that to me. Music on, mouths closed, simple.
Music heads understand this, right? Like, They get this. Like one of my pet peeves, and I thought it was just me until I talked to other musicians. They'll be like, when you make a song and you play it for somebody, and while they're listening to it, they're talking to you about the song. It's like, you're not even listening. It's like the worst thing in the world.
Well, I like to mention that is one of the things that you told me in the beginning you really loved and endeared about me is that when you play me your music, I close my eyes, put my head back, and listen to the whole thing without saying anything.
Yes.
And anytime you do that, I do that.
Absolutely.
But when we're in the car and we're going places,
Unrelated.
like, I'm thinking like, hey, this is a time for us to talk. We are at home sometimes. The kids are everywhere. Or maybe we're just doing a quick grocery store run. Like if I want to talk to my husband, I'm sorry, I didn't wait till your favorite song went on.
Just look for the cues. You know what I'm saying? If the volume goes up, if you see me singing along, if you just observe me and it seems like I'm really enjoying the song, right? Like I'm like, yeah. Like if you notice it.
What'd you do?
That was me about to sing along and decide not to. But if you just see me enjoying it and be like, you know what? I'll just wait a second. I'll wait till the song go off. Like the conversation's not going to go nowhere.
Tori says, not yet. I'm not caught up, but I got the notification and wasn't busy, so I just joined. Stacy says, I'm the type who doesn't say anything. Then when the music starts playing, I start talking. So you do it on purpose?
See.
Cheryl says, I hate when people try to talk to me when I have my AirPods in. Clearly, I'm vibing. Same in the car.
I'm with you.
All right. I'm not talking no more in the car. Period. It's over. He gonna try to say something. Like,
oh no,
the song is on.
Oh no.
Hey babe, where I'm supposed to turn that? Because he don't know directions. I'm be like, I don't know. Guess you got to turn the music off.
If only there was an app that told me how to get to places.
We're gonna get lost.
If only there was an app that showed me where to go.
We're gonna get lost.
Goodness. All right. So the episode had a few different topics. If you recall, a few episodes ago, we did hot topics where we just kind of looked at posts, things that we saw that were going on current event wise that we thought we could lift some points, some principles, maybe some interesting conversation out of. And we talked about it. loved it, was a hit. Seemed like the viewers loved it, so we ran it back again. And this episode was more hot topics. So, yeah, we had a few.
So you finally saw the video of the girl. The first topic that we talked about was the viral video of the mother who was upset that her daughter was disobeying her. And her daughter had just got her hair done, and she came in and she cut her daughter's ponytails off. At the time, Russell hadn't seen it, so we did a lot of talking about just parenting in general. But now that you've seen it, I would like to know your opinion hot off the presses.
It's still the same. It's awful. Like, I think just seeing it made it even more like, I mean, but it surprised me because in my mind, when I thought about it, I thought the girl was younger.
Yeah, no.
So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is like an adolescent.
Yeah, she could have fought back.
Yeah, she could have. She could have. And it's like for someone who's supposed to be so defiant and just evil, she sure didn't put up a fight. You know what I mean?
She stood there just like, I mean, I don't even think she said no.
No, she was in shock. She said, "Ma," and she looked like she wanted to say something. But she just kind of let it happen. But ultimately, like, it's just, I'm going to call it how I feel. That was evil.
Yeah.
That was evil. That wasn't parenting. That wasn't discipline. That was embarrassment. That was belittling. That was emotional abuse. And it was hard to hear about it. It's even harder to watch. I didn't make it through the video.
Have y'all seen the video? You did not. It wasn't a long video. It maybe was like 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah.
And then I saw the video where she went back and tried to like clean it up.
Was the daughter in that one that you saw?
No.
Yeah, that's like.
Do I embarrass you? No.
She looked like she had Stockholm syndrome.
Guys, y'all, it's cool. No, it's not. Why would you post that? Even if that's something that you feel like you need to do disciplinary wise, why would you post it?
Yeah.
And what reaction did you think you were gonna get? It's crazy to me.
It was wild. Like, my mom was not. So we had a conversation about gentle parenting. My mom was the exact opposite of that. But she never did anything to me that I felt like was abusive then, right? Or anything that I was like, what's the word I want to use?
Detrimental?
Yeah, like that was detrimental to me, or at that time that I felt like was so devastating that like, oh my God, I'm never going to get over this. You know what I'm saying? She'd give me a little 2-piece combo real quick. She definitely held a knife up to my throat before. That was a little terrifying.
That's real? You not been joking?
No, she actually did that.
You shouldn't say that.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm grown now.
Is it too late to call CPS? Because I'm concerned.
I'm like, what? I can't even do that math.
Can you say what you did?
I could.
What did you do that warrants your throat being slit?
It's just story time. Okay, so my mom worked second shift, right? And I'm not going to name the friends, but I had 3 friends over. And so we decided to call some boys over to my house. And when the boys got there, we played Truth or Dare. And the Truth or Dare got a little spicy. Like, we was probably, I don't know. I don't even know how old I was. So that, it make it a little bit, it make it a little bit crazy. But like, the worst thing that we did was somebody had dared one of the boys to lick chocolate syrup off of one of the girls' nipples, right? But one of my friends, we didn't get caught.
Was it you?
No, we didn't get caught. Like, they went home, we chilled, whatever. But my friend went back and wrote about it in her diary. Like, why would you do that? And then leaves her diary at my grandma's house. So my grandma read it and she told my mom. And I was like, it was just a dream. Like, she was talking about a dream that she had. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hurry up and run next door and tell my friend that if my mom called her, that she had to like say that it was just a dream. But my mom was OG, old school Ace Ventura Pet Detective. Like, she wasn't falling for that. She was like, girl, what? You think I'm gonna believe that? And so I was like trying to lie my way out of it, and she just got frustrated with my lie. She was in the kitchen cooking at the time. And we had this closet right by the kitchen. She pushed me up against that thing. It was like, tell the truth. I was like, I don't know. That was the closest I got. It's funny now because I knew she wouldn't do anything to me.
I'm going to keep it a beat with you. It is not funny, okay? That's my mother-in-law, so I'm going to shut up.
I know she wouldn't ever, like, she wouldn't do it. She was literally just trying to scare me, but I mean, it did the trick, but I still didn't confess. I was grown when I told her that it was the truth.
I am speechless.
You asked for the story.
I have nothing to say.
You asked for the story.
I immediately regret it. I felt like this is what we should have kept. You should have kept it to yourself.
You asked.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, Queen. That could have been one we just, took to the grave.
You asked for the story. That's what happened.
It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like cutting your daughter's hair, holding a knife to her throat.
It's
like,
not funny.
Like,
but I mean, like when we talk about this stuff, like again, at the time, I'm sure my mom was not abusive in any form of the word. Like I know that story seems really,
it's shocking.
It seems really like out there, but she was not. I mean, she was just old school. Like, and we were young, too young to be doing that stuff, right? I think we might have been like 13 or 14. Like it was just ridiculous, and we was just being too fast and too grown for our own age, and yeah, that was the consequences.
So the mom cut the girl's hair. I can't. I don't know how to transition this.
Hey,
I am
Khadijah,
shocked.
welcome to the chat. Khadijah says, "Oop." Candace
shocked.
just has like the shocked face with the drip, and
Everybody-
so does Stacy.
Everybody's speechless. They don't know what to type. They don't know what to comment. They're just like, okay.
You
I'll leave
asked
that
for
one
the
alone.
story.
I did, and I didn't.
What did you think? Like I said, that was the
I
action.
was hoping-
What story did you think was gonna match up with that?
I don't know, but what I was hoping was that maybe after the details came out, it seemed less murderous. I don't know, but
she didn't try to like slit my throat.
She threatened you with a knife.
Yeah. Listen, my mom was.
How was she holding?
Was and still is a gangster. Like.
Well, you just
know my mama. So Sherelle says my mom smacked fire out of me once, haha, but I can't tell the story because she might be watching. Khadijah says Brandy blink twice if you need help. Listen, I love my mom. Me and my mom have a great relationship. I do not feel like my life was ever in danger. Like
you was in danger that day.
I wasn't.
If you would have, you don't listen. Let me play a scenario. Say you was just cut like that, right? I'm not. You know what? No, that's my mother-in-law. Let me stop. She cooked food for me. I'm trying to stay in the good graces. Anyways, so yeah, it did bring up a great conversation about where our idea of discipline comes from. Mm-hmm. And although we did get on the subject of gentle parenting, and if you don't know what that is, I came aware of that by way of TikTok, where there was content creators who were showing their style of parenting, and they were kind of changing the cycle of the way that they were disciplined growing up and setting a new path. And a lot of it is patience-based, right? Like there's no physical discipline whatsoever. A lot of it is waiting for them to regulate their emotions, deep breathing, rocking with them in meditation. I don't know. When I watch this stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'll be like, no way.
She need a weapon. That's what I say. When I be seeing the kids act out and the parents talking through what they're going to do, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Is like, yo, she need a weapon.
Y'all sitting here in the middle of the grocery store. She's doing cartwheels and backflips and screaming because she can't get a candy bar. And you sitting here filming, making TikTok content, talking about something. Well, today was a rough day. Well, you think? I'm
going to pull up a comment that was on our Instagram to one of the posts that we played. And it's by Faith Nashay, which I think is your cousin, right? Is this your cousin Faith? So she said a lot of times people confuse gentle parenting with passive parenting. Not doing anything after they hit you is passive. Telling them you're not going to let them hit you and then showing them how to display anger correctly and sagely is gentle. If they're still having tantrums in kindergarten, their parent is probably passive or they're doing something else like abuse or something. She said, but teachers definitely don't get paid enough to deal with tantrums 30 times 30 students.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good because I do think that there is a misconception that if you are someone who promotes gentle parenting, that you are very passive and your kids can get away with a lot. I think that I'm not a gentle parenting expert at all because I don't know if I gentle parent. I probably am a passive parent. I probably am now. So I'm not an expert, but it feels very much like there are really sound steps to get your kids to think about their behavior and the consequences of their actions and then try to correct that moving forward.
It's hard for me to lean over there because I've seen the results get from the direct opposite. Like like for instance, the mom who's sitting in the mom who's in with the kid doing the tantrum, cutting up, slapping, pinching, and all that, and she's just deep breathing and teaching them how to handle the anger appropriately. They're trying to get a result that I got from getting smacked. So I don't know. And they keep saying it teaches them how to handle aggression. I'm not aggressive. I got taught my whole life. I'm a big teddy bear. There's nothing about me that when I get, you know what I'm saying? Like if I get aggressive, it's because the situation calls for it and somebody need to get dropped. But you know how much it takes me to get there? And I got manhandled. Brenda Davis was a thug. Like I got 2 pieces in the business all the time. So I'd like to say, oh, this is helpful, but honestly, you can get the results doing the opposite.
I think it does depend on the kid too, because some kids can't be gentle parented whatsoever.
Yes,
they will run over you.
Exactly. I gotta. Oh man, yeah. I work in a school system, and every day, like, I'll deal with the kid, I'll deal with behaviors, and I say, hey, listen, let's call mom. I say, if I keep having to deal with you, we're going to call home.
They be like, call her.
This is when I know. This is when I know. When they be like, numbers 517, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. It's
probably a gentle parent.
So she was like, when you get home, yep, sure. Yeah, oh, really? That's what you're going to do?
That's what the kid was saying?
Yeah, and he looked at me like this. Really? Like, okay. He hugged his phone. She's not going to do nothing.
She's showing out for you.
Huh?
The mom was showing out for you.
I'm sure she was embarrassed because she's like, put him on the phone. She sounded like a boy on the phone. He's like, this is all the show. She was like, she's not going to do anything to me. And I don't know. Maybe that does come from passive parents. I don't know. And I do agree with that comment. That assessment is true. I think when I do think of it, I do think of passiveness.
Yeah.
And that's not accurate.
It's not the
I
same
think there's
thing.
a difference between passiveness and gentle because you're addressing it still. And I think, honestly, that's the main piece because there are people who are successful in this life who never have had any behavioral issues in terms of dealing with the law and trouble because they were raised in a loving environment and they never got a whooping in their life and they still live life and thrive. So, I mean, there's no one way to do it. The main point is that you got to love your kids. And when you do discipline, it has to be a teaching moment. Whatever you do, it has to be done in love.
Yeah. Sometimes they just need to be smacked though.
Yeah.
So Candy says, look, my mama didn't play either. She said, I brought you in this world and I take you out. Literally, definition of my mom. Candace says, yeah, I'm actually not shocked about Paula, who is my mom. I'm shocked about the reason y'all got to that point. Like, you know, your mama ain't play that junk. See, my problem was that I had friends whose moms were very lenient, right? And I wanted my mom to be that so bad. So, like, when they would come to me with, like, these wild ideas, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Yep, we could do that. They just got to be gone and don't leave no chocolate nowhere and make sure.
Where'd they do that at? Where was y'all at?
We was at my house.
Oh, you bold.
But listen, I knew.
How old were you?
I told you I was like 13 or 14. My mom she worked from like 2 to 11, right? So the boys, they wasn't gonna be out that late. So it was like
is this the same
5 or 6
Truth or Dare that you was kissing Shayla brother?
No, that's something different. This
This is multiple stories where I played Truth or Dare. That's the problem. You know what? I'm with Paula. Sit your butt down.
It was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. Like I knew that there was no chance that we could get caught. And we really would have got away with it if she didn't write about it in her diary. Like blow by blow, she was writing. Like
girls always gotta document stuff. What's up with that?
You know, for real, like that's how my mom found out I had sex.
Girls, I'm telling. And look, in my household, there was a female relative who got caught up like that too. Wasn't my sister. There's people live with us, but sure enough, letters and they're keeping letters like a whole box full of letters.
That was my problem.
Not even hid well. He going through just reading stuff. What is this? Like, what you documenting everything for?
Somebody wrote me a letter asking about it.
And you kept it?
It was in my purse.
Oh, you
and
tripping.
She plopped it right up on my purse. And she busted in my room. You having sex? I said, no. She closed the door. I said, yes. She said, I heard you.
You a brave soul. You are a brave soul. That's all I got to say.
I knew she was allowed to talk. I'm still here, ain't I?
I am still here. It's by the grace of God.
Nah.
It ain't nothing about that you did.
My grandma talked my mom off the ledge a many a time.
Lord.
Stacy says she's both, depending on the situation. Both type of parent.
Yeah, me too. I backed up. I think when I started, I definitely was just more aggressive. But I've definitely tried to be a little more wise with my parenting. I can't remember. I do remember last time I gave my kids a whooping, and it was a while ago. And I couldn't even do it because my heart's just been changed. It was a really just terrible whooping. Like I could tell it was just awkward for both of us. Yeah. You learn your lesson? Yeah, I guess. Okay. All right.
Pull your pants up. Go play on your phone.
I never got that. Like to pull your pants down.
Oh. Yeah. You ain't get no real whooping.
No, I couldn't do that. That just seems like when I got to think about.
Oh, you never gave it, but you got one of them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But to me, it's the mental tactics with the whoopings that took it too far.
Oh, go
like when you got to peel your own switch and then they say, that's not good enough. Go get another one. Like that.
Yeah.
That's messing with your mind. I had an auntie. It was torture. She had a wall of belts that she didn't use for wearing. They were specifically for whooping. She had a paddle that she drilled holes into the paddle
Lord.
So that when she swung, the wind didn't slow it down. The wind passed through the paddle. Yeah, nah. Like, that's messed up.
That's a torture chamber.
Yeah, pick out your own belt. Go get a belt. Oh, what? I'm in there trying to
find the thinnest one.
Which one won't get me sent back to get another one and make her more mad, and which one also isn't going to do the most damage. You know what I found out? The fat ones hurt less. Them thin joints get speed and whip almost not. You gotta get the fat ones with the cheap leather. They not as good.
I was a professional switch picker, and Danielle, who is here in the comments, so on our street, it was my grandma's house. Danielle's grandma's house was right next to it. And then Candace's grandma's house was right across the street. So when Danielle's grandma moved out of her house, the house was tore down. And in the backyard, there were a bunch of trees. And that was my mom's switch tree. So she had a switch tree.
Switch
you go
tree
get it
is
from
wild.
That tree.
A switch tree is wild. Like that's what it's for?
You go get it from that tree.
Jeez, that's wild.
I'd be on that tree for 15 minutes.
Man.
What are you doing?
I used to get creative with it. I used to put on multiple layers of clothing. That's one of them.
What if they take your clothes off there? How that work?
Huh? That was rare. I had to really cut up for that to happen. Mm-hmm. Nah, that didn't happen. But there was another time where I would try to run. And then I learned if I injure myself while running away, you can't whoop nobody when they hurt.
My mama could.
So one time I tried to try to run the steps. I said, she catching up to me. So I just went down the steps, laid there crying, selling. And she said, that's what you get. Take your butt up to your room and be quiet.
Oh, nah.
Had to sell it.
Junior's in here. What's up, Junior? Stacy says, yes, hated those switches. Sierra is now joining the conversation. She's like, dog, what? It's the creativity when it comes to disciplining for me. Sherelle says, my granny had Mr. Spoon. It was a big wooden spoon. There was a sad face on the wooden side.
Not assigning an agenda to him. Mr. Spoon.
No, it's the sad face that's on the whooping side for me.
Yo, look, it's that mental abuse. And hold on. My grandma had a switch bush, said Brittany. Now listen, we're joking about this, but that comes from a dark place.
It does, for
like,
sure.
Like all of this stuff that has trickled through generations, that came from slavery. Mm-hmm. Like they learned their discipline from the way they were disciplined on the plantation farm. And it wasn't just have a whooping, take a time out. No, it was mental abuse just as much as it was physical abuse. So when you see these clips of a mother cutting her daughter's hair or a man whose son is having issues in the classroom, you're trying to embarrass him.
Yes, the shame.
Yes, you're shaming him. Mm-hmm. You're making he's changing the way people see him in the public eye. Like that's all stuff in the plantation. Like, so honestly, we can joke and laugh about it now, but when I say, although there's aspects of the gentle parenting thing that I don't think necessarily match up with the kids that I have. Mm-hmm. I will say I am so thankful. Like, this is real. I am so happy that we are just waking up and having the conversation of, yo, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
This isn't beneficial. Like, let's find a different way to do this. On the flip, though, these kids these days,
Brand new ones.
It's the brand new ones. So I don't know if it's because we not crazy like
it might be,
or as we are shifting the way we discipline, we also need to shift the conversations we're having and the teaching moments. But I don't know. But I am saying I'm glad it's a conversation piece for sure.
I was definitely fully grown, like within the last few years, when I realized the ties back to the way that our culture tends to discipline and slavery. And one of the things that brought that to my mindset is I was watching some, I don't know, maybe Instagram Live or something, where a man was talking about pitting like people against each other, how like the house slaves and the slaves that worked the field, and when one slave would get a whooping, the other slaves were forced to watch. Yeah. That was us being disciplined when we were younger. My brother was 10 years younger than me, so we didn't really get disciplined at the same time, but I had god brothers and friends that if you came to our house, like it was known, if y'all act up, y'all all getting a whooping, right? And we used to have to watch. Like, first of all, we were forced to tell like who did it. And I'm going to question each and every one of y'all till somebody tell me who did it. And then when they found out who did it, like we were forced to watch them get a whooping.
Same.
And that dawned on me like, yo, that was crazy.
Same. Thanksgiving Day, I got whooped in front of the entire family.
That's crazy.
Every cousin, nieces, auntie, uncle, parents. Not even by my mom and dad. It was from the crazy aunt with the wall of... Listen here, and you know what? That's the one that left that comment. That's her grandma.
She gonna be watching it.
Look, watch it. Something wrong with you, and I'm grown now, so don't try me. Look here, but in front of everybody, and it's that type of stuff where we really got to analyze. Okay, where is this coming from? How is this beneficial? How does it impact your child? Right. So I'm just glad the conversation's had. I'm glad we have a platform that we can, bring light to these conversations and make us think about it a little more. For sure.
Candy and Sherelle are related. And so Candy chimed in and said, Granny still got that spoon.
Mr. Spoon still is out here? Don't tell me Mr. Spoon's still out here.
Still living. He's still kicking.
Sherelle, listen to me. For all the generations of children that suffer, that you gotta get that spoon. You hear me? You gotta get that spoon. You gotta infiltrate. Get that spoon and it has to disappear, okay? All right? I need pictures too.
It sounds like Granny don't play. Don't do that.
Send a picture of Mr. Spoon. I need to see it.
Sierra says, you got to pick. I rarely got whooped because I just didn't follow my brothers because my mom got into us with what worked for her. PS, Xbox, metal hangers.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Then my dad got home with his thick workout and baby, nope, I didn't want no smoke.
Girls usually get easy. Clearly you didn't. But we'll say this. That's the scariest thing though. Like when what you did calls for no patience, like we not gonna find a utensil. Whatever's closest to me, them the ones that's really dangerous. Like when it's a cord, when it's, you know what I'm saying, a hanger, the brush, the hard brush. Look here, I'm good. I'm gonna behave. Look, I want to change my ways.
Stacy says yes, trauma, absolutely.
100%.
And I don't even think again, these conversations are not happening on a regular basis or freely, especially in our community. So to see people just, like you said, trying to change the narrative, I applaud them for trying something new. But I also believe that sometimes you just got to go with what works.
Absolutely. Okay, next subject. What else did we talk about?
Well, this is the time where we attempted to talk about Diddy and Nick Cannon and their choice to be in I don't know if it's polyamorous, polygamous. I don't know what they are.
I don't think they necessarily call it that. I think most of the time when I hear them talk about, Nick Cannon is a little different because Nick Cannon discusses it more along the lines of an open relationship.
Okay.
Where we're together, but we're free to be with who we want to be with. Diddy's different. I think Diddy is more like, we just kicking it, like we're dating, we're seeing what it is. And I think like Diddy usually does a good job of flying covert. You don't really hear about him until it's somebody he won to claim. Right. Like unless it's Jennifer Lopez, the mother of his children, you ain't really hear much about it, right? Other than that. But then in the day and age of cell phone where everybody got a camera on them at all times, they keep seeing them with people and keep seeing them, catching them. And he just got one of the young ladies pregnant too. So that's a little bit of a different situation. But yeah, we had that conversation. And this is where we kind of we're at a crossroads.
Before we go, we got 2 more comments that just came in. So Charity says, I definitely did not get it easier than my brother. And Candace says, I literally was just talking to her son, whose name is Kassan, about this. I got whatever was close. He talking about, Mom, you whipped me with a switch. A switch. I know they act like that was just terrible.
Yeah, now see, you do that 2022, you going to jail.
Yeah,
Look,
for real.
CPS out here.
For
you
real.
hit him with what? A spatula. Why? It was what I had in my hand. I was cooking at the time, and he got me messed up. So that's what happened. Yeah, that's a different world these days. You better be careful. Kid.
I hope she ain't whipping him now. That boy big. You about to be 18.
This is when you got to close your fist. When they get that big.
Now it's time to fight.
When I got that size, I stopped getting whoopings. That's when my mom just started putting the hands to me.
Mm-hmm.
Fisticuffs.
Okay. So, yes.
I don't know. Well,
I'm sorry. It was comments in here. My bad. Yeah. I don't even know if I want to like tread back on the water of that
we're
conversation.
Good now. We have
I know for right now because we ain't talking about it.
No, we're at peace. I know where you at. You know where I'm at. There's no point in going back over it. But for the people.
So what you want to talk about?
Let's rehash it like we did. So the conversation wavered a few different places. I think the part that we landed on and could not get off of until we just eventually just had to like, okay, next subject was ultimately my take on that type of relationship where it's based on maybe I'm not looking for a relationship, but I see that being with you could be beneficial to me for whatever reason. With these men who have affluence and influence, most of the time it's advancing in my career. It's, you know what I mean, like when Young Miami started messing with Diddy, she got her own podcast on his network. That podcast was, I think, won an award for like the #1 podcast that year, which is crazy because it definitely was. Anyways, but
okay.
But clearly there was some benefit to their relationship, right? But when all this news came out about the other women, she was catching it online because people were like, she's the side chick or whatever. My take on that is just, you know, I mean, I'm a little bit old school in the fact that I think that there's a way to do relationships. And I think that most of the stuff that's outside of the way God designed it, I just label that as unhealthy. Like, I think when you settle for a counterfeit version of love, or like, I'm not looking for love, but I'm going to use things that are supposed to be a part of love, like sex or these things, to get money or to move forward in life and all these other things. To me, it seems unhealthy. I know Brandy doesn't agree with that, but that's where I land, and that's where we kind of had our back and forth.
So 2 things. Cam the Pianist is on YouTube. Hello, welcome. I've never seen your name before, so I think it's your first time. I see your question, and we're going to get through the flow of the show, and then we can come back to that because it's kind of outside of what we're talking about right now. Second thing is, I do not disagree with what you said, and I think that's where we got lost.
You just wouldn't call it unhealthy.
Can I finish? I think that's where we got lost in our conversation. Like, I agree 100% with what you said. My thing was, I also realized that there are people in this world, these people included, who are not choosing to live life in this most optimal or do relationships in their most optimal way. And I just had a problem saying that all of those people are unhealthy because they don't choose what we chose or what we choose. I know what I believe. I don't waver on that. But I also know that there's another subset of people in the world who don't have the same beliefs, who don't live their lives the same way as I do. So I just had a little hesitation in coming and saying everybody who chooses something different is unhealthy. That's where and I don't think either one of us, well, maybe it was just me, I'm going to speak for myself, I didn't communicate what part I was saying. I'm not ready to say that that's unhealthy. So it felt like I was saying something against what you were saying, and that's not what I was saying. So let's clarify that for once. So don't say that I didn't agree, because I do agree with you. I do agree. And in that situation, I really feel like, and Ashley says, Brandy, I agree with your understanding. Communication is key. Tell me the plan, be truthful, and let me decide. Like, I think that's so important. Like, if you're going to choose a non-traditional relationship, you have to understand that, one, not everybody is up for that. And some people will get in a relationship with you thinking that it's going to be a traditional relationship when you have no intent on that. So I think if that's the lifestyle that you choose for yourself, you just have to be upfront and honest with everybody that you deal with, so that it's not no surprises, or you're not tricking people and duping them into being in something that they didn't agree to be a part of. But I do believe if people are upfront and honest, like, you will meet other like-minded people who will go along with whatever you're proposing because there's a benefit to them. And that's what I feel like is happening with the Diddy Miami situation. But because I don't know them, I'm just guessing.
I'm about to plug in a look. Let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you something. If somebody every day made a coherent thought that they were going to eat terrible foods for their body, they were going to choose to eat fried foods, soda pop, greasy foods, sugary foods, processed foods for every meal, every day of their life. They chose that for themselves. They got the information. They made the decision for themselves. That's what they choose to do. Just because they made that decision does not change the fact that it's unhealthy. Everyone, because food, health, and what it does to our body is black and white, then we just say, oh, of course it's unhealthy, and it's no problem in calling it that because it's food. But I don't think people apply those same black and white things when it comes to love and relationships. I think in this day and age, it's become like this, hey, whatever floats your boat. I'm not in no disillusion that everybody believes what I believe. But I believe what I believe, not because it's like, hey, this is just my version of the truth. I believe that it is just absolute truth. So I don't waver my labeling based on what someone else believes. If eating this is unhealthy, even if you choose to do it with a coherent thought, it makes sense to you, it's still healthy. It's still bad for your heart. You're still going to suffer the consequences of doing something that isn't good for you. So that doesn't switch up when we talk about relationships. If instead of settling for, like, if you don't want to be in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. And I'm not saying everybody has to be in a relationship, and I think sometimes it comes off like that. All I'm saying is that if instead of like being with someone, you're settling for giving your body for the purpose of getting money, which like we said on the episode, is just like another form of prostitution. That's not healthy. And I don't care how you landed on that decision for yourself. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I'll be the old school prude if I had to be, but I'm just gonna keep it a bean. I know everybody can't receive that, but that's why the world is in the state that it's in. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna go on a tangent. I work with young girls. Too late. I work with young girls, man, and you should hear their idea of what a relationship is. They don't have the vantage point we had, because our generation, at least we had somebody. Maybe it wasn't mom and dad, but it was a granddad, a grandma, maybe a great granddad, but somebody that we can look at and say, that's what love is. This generation is so far and few in between, and I'm scared of what it's going to look like, what the landscape is going to look like. I still believe in marriage. I still think marriage is dope and lit. But the fact that we push these narratives and we don't want to call it for what it is, like, nah, that's trash, yo. You're worth more than that. You're able to make money in a way that doesn't involve you giving up your body for it. You can be Diddy on your own. You don't got to sleep with him to have access to what he has. Like, I just don't, it don't sit right with me. I don't know. And I know I got passionate about that, but it's real to me. I don't know. Rant done.
Hey, Shanika, welcome to the podcast. I know you're late, but we love you too. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that.
All right. What was next?
Next was it was the guy who was talking about having fear in your relationship. Sierra says, Russ, I'm gonna need for you to come talk to my girls. They're not hearing me, but everything that you said, exclamation points.
That part.
So we were talking about the man who kind kind of express not the opposite, but the male vantage point of what I was joking about on Ryan's podcast when I said that I want my man to have just a little bit of fear of me that prevents him from doing certain things. And so we were able to talk that through. And what's the word that we landed on instead of fear? I don't remember.
On the episode, it was awareness.
Awareness. And then somebody else said it was respect, like just a certain level of respect that won't allow you to do certain things. I think we really explained on the episode that where I was coming from is that there was a pivotal moment in our relationship, and I don't even think Russell realized that this change was happening in me, but where we had a disagreement and I resorted back to old toxic reactions and behaviors as a result of feeling disrespected by something that he said. I know now he didn't mean it in the way that I took it, but because of what I've been through and because of how I'm used to reacting in certain situations, I went to take it there with him. When I just started down that path, I clearly saw he ain't for that. Like, he was trying to rationalize with me. He was trying to get me to like come out of this stupor that I was in and say, hey, this is me you talking to. Like, I'm not against you. Like, we're good. But again, because I had only done relationships in one certain way and I was only used to reacting in one certain way, when I was triggered after, not being in a relationship for a very long time, in the last relationship I was in, I still had those same behaviors. I was triggered in a way that caused me to fall back. And it wasn't until I saw him be like, yeah, nah, I can't do that, it made me check myself. And it did scare me. It scared me to the fact that, like, if I don't get myself together, like, I could lose this man and I don't want to lose him. So I'm going to start to address the behaviors and the things that are in me that are causing me to react this way. And so that's what I was kind of trying to express, but I was doing it in a joking way. And so we played the clip of a guy who was basically saying that women need to do that. We need to create this level of fear in men because men will do everything that they can to try to find our weakness. And once they find our weakness, they will exploit it. So we have to like scare them a little bit so that they know that, hey, I'm not the one. And if you try me, you will lose me.
Yeah, that dude was a jackass.
He definitely was.
He was saying, like, the way he was describing men it was literally like, it's hard to listen to for me because I'm like, I know guys like that exist, but the fact that these are the ones that get put on microphones, like, and get shared a bunch of times, like, to me, it's like, man, like, there's really women out there who believe, like, this is what a man is. Like, a man is looking for your weaknesses so he knows how to exploit them, and if he knows he can, he will, and it's like that's you. Clearly, that's who you are. And I know men like that exist. But for you to just put us all in that same category, it's crazy to me. Because who I am, I don't know. To me, when I start feeling like fear, or what I believe to be fear, it makes me, what's the word? More contentious. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I get met with I'll leave, I'll be like, pfft. Bye, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes me counter aggressive.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like the threat of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not the threat of that. It's just that if that person has set boundaries that like.
I'm talking about the way he was explaining. Okay. Yeah, not what you said. It's different. It gives a different perspective. I know you're not saying what he's saying. No, not But the way he was saying it was almost like, man, you got to know that. He got to know that, like, if you go to, it's going to be repercussions. You're going to do woo-de-woo-woo. Like, he got to be afraid of you. Huh? What are you communicating, bro? Like, that type of aggression where, like, if I feel like we having a disagreement or something and you're threatening me with, I don't need this, blah, 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 blah. Like that, what he was talking about, it made me just be like, okay, like, I'm going to get counter aggressive versus being like, oh, okay, all right, don't leave me. You know what I'm saying? But I see what you're saying. But to me, like, that's a layer. But to me, like, the foundation of that is like, you want to change, or you don't want me to leave because you love me. right? Like, you want to change because in order for us to stay together, you know what I mean? It's going to require both of us to change and meet each other's needs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of our spiritual mentors called and was listening to the episode, and he was like, yo, like, I feel you. He was passionate. He was on 10,000 listening to it. And that was his perspective. He's like, man, if my wife left me, and like, I don't know what I'd do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally would just be lost out here. And the thought of that, you know, is you know, earth shattering. And he was like, but that's because, you know, I love her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not driven by the fear of leaving, but the reason why I don't want her to go, the reason why that's so consequential to me is because I can't imagine life without her, because I love her so much. You know what I mean? So I just, when it came up in the Ryan episode, you know, I know that was more joking, but just to give more clarity on that aspect, fear can't be the driving force. At the bottom of it is love. Of course, we don't want the people we love to go, but the reason why we don't is because we love the mess out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think sometimes fear and pain can kind of act with the same, like, pain in your body or something is an indication that something else is going on. Also, when you feel like fear, like it can be an indication that, hey, there's something else here. And so that's kind of what I was trying to explain, is that, like, the fear was the signal that went off, like, okay, sis, it's something wrong here that you need to fix. But yes, obviously the fact that I love you is what keeps me, you know, continuing to work on myself and be the best version of me for you. But initially, it ain't had nothing to do with that. It was just like, well, red light, you're going to push him away.
What was the situation?
I'm not going to talk about that on here.
Give me a clue. Like, they will know, but I will.
How do you not remember?
When you were describing, like, what was this?
Yeah, so we'll talk.
Was it the party?
We'll talk. Stop.
They don't know what the party is. Give me a wink.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm with it. Was that all we talked about?
That was it.
Oh man, look at us making good time at 50 minutes of recording time. So yeah, listen, if you haven't checked out the episode, highly recommend go give it a full listen, because I think from those specific topics that we landed on, it provoked a lot of thought. Like, we've been talking about this even afterwards, even after the episode. We was talking through it and trying to, you know, come to an idea like, okay, what does this mean to you? You know, explain this to me so we can get on the same page, because this stuff is consequential. You know what I mean? 100%.
Absolutely. So if there's any more comments or questions, I will take Cam's question now from YouTube. Cam said, I have a question. Is it okay to be alone because I don't have any friends?
Is it okay to be alone? Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like, it depends on why you're alone. You know what I mean? Like, if you're alone because there's behaviors that you exhibit that push people away, then that might be a sign that, okay, maybe there's some things about myself that I need to adjust because I desire people near me, right? You know, like, I just use the analogy of like under construction sign. Like, the reason why those exist is because when something's under construction, it's not a safe space for people to be around it while they're working on this project. And sometimes it's like that in relationships. When you're in a season when you need to work on you and there's stuff about you that, you know, requires work, whatever that is, talking to somebody, therapy, healing from past traumas, whatever that is, sometimes the people around us catch the brunt of, you know, the hazardous nature of just being around people who are in a season we need to work on them. So that's one thing.
Can I chime in too?
For sure.
I would just add to that like, in my opinion, and the things that I've seen God do, he works his best in isolation. When he has you alone and all of those outside things aren't distracting you and pulling you away. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but if you are in a season of isolation, for me, that is when God got my attention and he did his absolute best work in me. He made himself so real to me, and I couldn't run to the normal things and distractions that I had. It was me and him, and we had to thug that thing out for a while, just the two of us. And then people of value started to come into my life, and I was able to discern the friendships that I was building as a result of that. So if this is just a seasonal thing, I say, yes, it's okay. Accept it for what it is, and then really take the time to figure out what God is trying to do with you in this season and in that time. We are a family here, so if you want to join us every Wednesday, you can do that.
So the thing about isolation, it's either gonna fall or feel in two different categories. It's either gonna feel like lonely or it's gonna feel like solitude, right? Both of them are essentially the same thing. I'm by myself. One has a positive nature, which is solitude, and the other one has more of a negative connotation, which is lonely. So if you're in a season where you don't feel like you have friends or people that you can confide in, and you feel lonely, that is a sign to you and an indication to you. And a piece, I hope you heard what Brandy just said. In that season where she was by herself, the one person she kept referencing, not even person, but the one entity she kept referencing was God. What God did in the season. And I think that's what really creates solitude out of isolation, right? That's how you avoid feeling lonely, because there's purpose behind me being alone. When I'm just alone and it's because I feel like nobody wants to be around me, then I feel lonely. But when I'm alone for the purpose of God doing something in my life right now, and I got clarity on what's supposed to happen in this season, now in this isolation, I have peace. Now in this peace, I feel like I have one-on-one time with God. Now I feel like in this season, when I feel like I'm by myself, I have someone who is working on me, I'm giving more clarity on who I am. And once I know who I am, now when I step into relationship, I'm stepping into it with a certain confidence that attracts the people who God has for me. You know what I mean? Like, if it hadn't been for where she was at in her life when we reconnected, there's no way this would happen, because I was a mess when we reconnected. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to be alone, but it was because of the clarity she had on who she was that I had no choice but to look in the mirror. Because where I was in a season where I was using sex to, you know what I mean, validate me, make me feel better. The fact that she knew who she was. Oh, I can't do that with her? Okay, well, let me reevaluate some things. The fact that I was at a point where I was ignoring the spiritual side of me. The fact that when I'm talking to her, it's such a big part of her life. We gonna talk about it. You don't go to church? Why you don't go to church? Huh? When last time you read the Bible? Huh? Well, what? Yeah. When's the last time you prayed? Huh? What? Why do you keep asking me these questions, shorty?
Because it's important.
Can we just make out and watch Netflix? Like, what are we doing here?
Not.
You know what I'm saying? But it was her coming out of that season where she was isolated in solitude with God, where she got a firm idea and identity in who she is.
Who he is first.
Who he is. And once you find out who he is, then you find out who you are.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So now relationships, it was accelerated. Accelerated. We was, when we got together, it was like, oh, purpose.
God said go.
Okay, this is different. All right, let's start a podcast. Let's talk to people. Let's tell everybody about this love and joy. Absolutely.
So Nurse Margie, who is also on YouTube, says, I just came into your live. This is exactly what I'm going through right now. Isolation season has been going on for 2 years for me. It's lonely sometimes, but it has brought me closer to the Most High. Sherelle says, in my isolation phase right now, I'm in Scary, and it's literally been me and God. No friends, no relationships, just us. Fought it for a while, but now I'm just allowing God to direct me patiently. Key word. And now Cam says, okay, I do pray every day that I will continue to move forward in my life and try to motivate myself and with God. Absolutely. You're on the right path.
Absolutely.
The season can last 2 months. It could last 2 years. Mine was almost 3 years of just me and God and the folks at church who helped me see God. And it's okay. It does get hard. I promise you. And I'm not trying to sell you on the podcast, but we definitely build community here. It's the only reason why we take time to answer questions like this, because this is the heart of why we're here. So if you're struggling or if you just need to talk, that's what this platform is for. And anything that we can do to help you through this and show you what God showed us, we will do that.
That part, absolutely. So,
Sherelle says, "Wait a minute." She said, 2 years, Lord Jesus.
Listen, like there's no time wasted with God, and I know 2 years to us is like, man, what? I can't get those 2 years back.
1,000 years is but a day.
But God can do more with 1 day in our life. Mm-hmm. He can do something in 1 day that will make the last 2 years of your life feel like it was purpose. He'll do something in 1 day that will make the last decade of your life make sense. A decade that while you were going through it seemed like hell. A decade that while you were in it was like, God, why me? Why am I going through this? But when you get to that day that he reveals himself, when he reveals his glory and he does what he promised you he was going to do, then the last 5 years make sense.
Ooh, our wedding day was that day for me.
Yeah, we was a mess.
It was that day for me. It was like, all right, God, I see you. Like everything that you told me could happen, would happen, is happening. Yeah. And as I look back over, especially being divorced, right? Because when you're in divorce, you see no purpose in it. I don't care what nobody tell you. Even if you wanted it, if you was the one that was like, I need a divorce, like it all feels like chaos. And I was like, there is no reason that I should be going through this. God, you ordained marriage. Why did mine not work? I don't understand this. I don't understand what I'm going through. I don't understand why I'm losing friends. I don't understand why it's all hell breaking out on my job and in my life and with my kids and my finances. The day we said I do, God brought everything full circle for me.
That's real. That's real. 100%. I agree. Charity says, it was several years for me. Now all sorts of stuff is unfolding. That's how it goes. Amen. That's how it goes. Like, that's why the quote exists. Like, life is lived forward, but it's understood backwards. Like, when you look back over your life, there's a lot of stuff that didn't make sense present tense. Mm-hmm. That'll make sense past tense. When you look back on it, you're like, okay, I see why I had to go through that. I see why I couldn't be with that person. When the relationship ended, you were devastated. Like, you didn't know how or if you would ever find love. Yeah, find love again. Now when you look back on it, you're like, this never would have worked. Like,
wasted all that time.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it just teaches you so much. Mm-hmm. It really does. Sierra says, I felt that and needed that. I think I need isolation now for that 1 day just to let out that renewed breath. Yes, I'm handcuffing that. I don't know why when you said renewed breath, I felt that. Charity says that makes so much sense. The long 3 years probably would have been shorter if I was sober and paid better attention. Turns out I'm hard-headed, like a lot of us. I'm not gonna hold you. All of us.
All of us have those moments.
100%. So yeah,
it was something there that I was gonna respond to, but whatever.
Here,
I lost it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah.
Any more questions, comments, and to everybody that feels like that, first of all, thank you so much, Cam the Pianist, for number one, feeling comfortable enough to ask the question and then allowing us to give you some feedback. But as you can see, you are not alone, not even in what you're going through. Like no. There's never a time where you're the only one experiencing something in life. There is community for almost everything. You should check out TikTok. There's a niche for everything. Everybody, you can find any kind of genre on there, but it's the same thing in life. And so that's what the connection that I want to make to you is that even when it feels like you're alone, you're really not alone, because there's somebody else that's explaining it, and you just empower, I think, 3 other people to say something that they had never said to us before. And these are people who attend our live all the time. So thank you for being vulnerable.
Absolutely. That was a gift. Appreciate that.
Ashley says, Russ and Brandy, you two have so much emotional and spiritual intelligence. Thank you so much. All glory
All God.
to God.
Because I'm a
he
fool.
a knucklehead and I'm a misfit.
Sherelle says, what's crazy is the clarity I've experienced. I realize that me running from God has been me causing delay for my blessing. It's so easy for us to blame God when we're trying to do our own thing. Man, that
It's
part.
absolutely true. And like, I think a lot of people have commented and see the chemistry that Russell and I have. And then you also know our story, right? We dated from 8th grade to 11th grade. And we oftentimes joke that like we've always been at core the people who we are. And that if we would have gotten together like right after high school, we would have been a whole hot mess. Like this that we have right now would not have worked. But the time that we were able to spend apart, which was 20 plus years of really making mistakes, doing the wrong thing, trying to find the peace and the solace elsewhere. It was only through God's making that he took us through so much stuff. So you talk about time, 22 years is an extremely long time to not, I won't even say delay your blessing, but wait on your blessing, right?
Yeah.
And so 2 years, yes, it seems like a lifetime. 22 years seems like impossible. But when God shows up and gives you the thing that he has always promised you, it will always be worth the wait.
Absolutely. Sierra responded to Sherelle and said, that part, sis, no wonder why he blessed me with a big head. Just hard-headed. Juanika says, come on now, look at God working through y'all.
Amen.
Let him use us. I'm with it.
Charity says, right, Russ, you're a real adult now, and it's been an awesome journey that has been so cool to witness.
Thank you, Charity. I appreciate it.
Then we got hearts and flowers from Candace.
Sherelle responded to herself. She responded to Sierra. She said this right here: head so big I can't wear the cute little baseball caps like other girls. The Lord just knew I was gonna listen. Y'all are fooling in this chat right here.
We love the Lord and we love how he works. So
they are having a whole conversation about head size right here. We're not even gonna start about the hats. One size fits all. Where? How?
Sierra, you just got a lot of hair. I don't know where her hair looked like underneath that, but she just got a lot of hair.
I never noticed. Look, y'all are funny. All right, y'all. If there be no more, we can slide. If y'all do have another question, you can hit us with it real quick. If not, we gonna slide up out of here.
This might be the last time that we talk to y'all before Sunday. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We were going to talk to y'all before then, but Merry Christmas for sure.
Yeah.
I hope y'all enjoy. If any of y'all are in Michigan or the Midwest, it's going to be a cold world. Bundle up. They are expecting a massive storm over the weekend. So if you have not got your groceries and the rest of y'all presents, y'all better go get it.
Come on,
Sherelle, that nugget. Merry Christmas. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Now, you know you going to talk to me before then. You don't got to put your Merry Christmas in the chat, Candace.
Yo, is there?
There's nothing. I mean,
Are we doing the episode? Like, we usually record on Sunday, but it's Christmas, so.
We might have to just do it on Monday.
All right.
Don't try to get out of it. Charity says the I don't know how to pronounce that car. I know the Subaru, and I will play in the snow. Kendra says, I rebuke the storm in the name of Jesus. Hold on, wait a minute. The storm might be purposed by Jesus now.
Look, now that I work in the school system, I'm here for it. Snow day me.
You about to have 2 weeks off anyway.
What does that mean? Snow day me.
Yvette says, Merry Christmas, y'all. I'm in Texas. Supposed to be cold here too. Yes, I saw that. Y'all whole state about to shut down. So
over like 2 inches.
Get everything you need. No, I think it's just supposed to be cold there. It ain't even supposed to snow.
I know you lying.
No, it's just supposed to be cold.
Is it? I think shutting stuff down is like, is it gonna be a problem?
The only post that I saw is that Texas is preparing for 19-degree weather. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. The last time they had really cold weather, like the pipes froze, people were without power.
Oh, that's right. They don't know how to handle that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it was really bad. So I don't know. Just be safe out there.
They said something about the electric grid or something like that.
Candace, stop playing. You're gonna be right here in Jackson talking about she's going to Cincinnati on Friday. That's why she won't Peace to be still.
Oh, she's gonna ruin your travel plans.
Sierra says, listen, RA, which is where she works, already called Friday off. Come on.
Dang. Man. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope everyone be safe and enjoy it. From Mississippi. That's from Danielle. No snow for Christmas, Dad.
I'm in Cali. Ain't no storm. I'm just not working again for the next 2 weeks. PTO meant to be used. Ooh, Sherelle, you in Cali? What part of Cali are you in? Because I'm trying to get back there. That's where we went for our honeymoon.
Baby, you got to read the comment now. You just did the mumble thing like when you read
Oh,
yourself.
my bad. Sherelle says, I'm in Cali and ain't no storm. I'm just not working again for the next 2 weeks. PTO is meant to be used.
That part.
Yes.
That part.
No, but low-key, PTO come in handy when you don't use it, because my job just decided that everybody that has, say, PTO at the end of the year, they paying it out. And I got like 200-something hours. So me and Russ are going on vacation next year. We're going to be boiling.
That part. Yvette says, but they can't drive here. The road's not like ours in Michigan. Yeah. You from here, you cut different. So I know this little 19-degree weather ain't going to really mess with you that much.
Okay, I don't know California, Sherelle. She said she's from Fairfield. Like, tell me where that's by. Is that somewhere that I want to come?
You trying to figure out what's the city that's how people do it.
That's what I'm about to do with my PTO check.
Where you from? Jackson, Michigan? What's that about? It's about an hour from Detroit. Oh, okay.
No, we got the prison here.
What's the city we know by Fairfield?
Oh, Northern Cali. Okay, well, we ain't near the bay.
Okay.
We in there.
Tell me when to go.
Forgive him.
That was a solid dad joke.
Forgive him.
I ain't smoked that.
Forgive him.
Sherelle rolling right now. I feel it in my spirit. She cracking up. She's like, oh my God.
Quote E40.
E for the Bay. Sophomore. Okay.
She said, Russ, you're done. Nope. See. Yeah, we definitely need to get over that way. So
I really enjoy that. I'm trying not to laugh like I want to. But
y'all come see about us. We definitely need to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to where were we at in Cali?
We went to
Palm Springs.
I'm trying
to get to Palm Springs.
Robinson is cracking up. Sounds like what they never told us season finale is going to be in Cali. I wish E40 and Keek the Freak.
You said who?
Ain't it what his name? Keek the Freak.
See now, look, yo, Sherelle, get her.
What was it?
No, I'm
Keek
gonna let her
Sneak.
Thank you, Keek the Freak.
Keek the Sneak. Well, the freak sound better. I knew who he was. I just really thought it was Keek the Freak.
Keek the Freak.
I knew what it was.
You sound like when people get old and they try to interact. What's the Snoopy Doopy?
The other day when I told him told my son to hit the. I said, "Oh, you about to hit the sturdy? What was it? What did I tell him?"
Nah, it was something else. You didn't even call it sturdy. You called it something else. I was like, "What?"
The gritty.
They said you gonna hit the gritty.
You about to get gritty? That's what I said.
You about to get gritty, huh? It is sturdy. You definitely becoming that mom. You lost touch.
I'm about to be 38. Okay,
you gotta stay young. Stay young.
Gone.
It's a mind state.
It's gone.
You about to hit the gritty?
I knew it was Keek the Sneak. I did know that.
Nah, you call that man Keek the Freak.
It might be a Pornhub version of that got me messed up.
So you on Pornhub?
Nah, I'm just saying.
What you saying? Wow. you gonna turn our whole. We just did a whole segment. We was preaching to the people, and here you done.
Oh, they know what Pornhub is.
They know what it is. They didn't know you was on there.
I don't like porn. I don't get on it.
They don't believe you.
Oh well. I was just trying to clean up my mistake.
They don't believe you.
All right, y'all.
I'm all for San Francisco.
Now, Brandy telling her, I'm not telling on myself. I don't watch Pornhub. I promise y'all.
Sarah, I'm speaking this. Claim it. Speaking life. Okay. All right. Yeah.
About what?
Getting Cali, the season finale in Cali.
Oh, of this season?
Finale in Cali. It can happen.
Oh. Okay.
Cali finale.
She lives with you, the kids, and can't have two kids for parents. What? Oh.
All right,
knows. Charity. You be coming from my husband a lot now.
She does this all the time, yo. All the time. And she already knows she married a child, so oops to you.
I did. Thank you, Robinson. I don't know if that's like a...
No, he's saying we believe you, Brandy, about Pornhub.
Yeah, no. That's why I said thank you.
You said thank you. No, they believe you be on it.
Huh?
They believe you be on there.
No.
See,
that's not what he's saying.
I know him.
I was going to say, I don't know if he's being facetious or not, but I don't be on Pornhub.
I'm going to call him right after this. He'll be like, dog, what we doing? What we doing now?
I really don't.
I'm cracking up. All right, y'all. Y'all have drag this out to the Dickens.
To the Dickens.
We gonna slide, y'all. New episode Tuesday, live Wednesday. Oh, I can't say that. I was about to say something, but I can't say that yet. So I'll wait. I'm talking out loud. Anyway.
Russell trying to whisk me away next week. That's what you already told me.
That wasn't what I was about to talk about. Is that next week?
Yeah. Get your money up.
Dang. We'll be live next Wednesday, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. No live next Wednesday.
Can we do a makeup day? Or are we going to talk about something really boring so that...
No, we'll have a makeup day. I mean, that's the same week as Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, Christmas is Sunday.
Yes, it's Sunday. Sunday's the first day of the week.
Yes, then it's the following week, right?
Yeah, episode Tuesday.
Right. And then Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, this episode is so long for no reason. Like, it's
you
literally
could have been
still going
turned
on.
that off, and we could have been kicking it with the people just.
We gotta say something. I just can't end it. We can't just.
Bah. Nah, always remember.
You fired. I need new coats, y'all. I'm taking.
We're out of here, y'all. Always remember, we love love.
Did you cut me off?
I did.
You rude.
Come on, finish.
Huh?
You should love love.
I can't end it this way.
And you should
gonna
love love. Come on. It's dragging out for the people that's listening. You're going to have to cut it off.
It's
I'm about to
foolishness.
hit this button.
You better get your feet off the equipment. And I hope they saw your little childish feet slippers.
My things is cute, y'all. Look, ain't they cute? They got a little pop.
You really an old woman out here, for real. Hit the gritty.
My little granny little slippers. I don't know if y'all can see them. They cute, though. I like these.
The people on audio right now, it's like, what are we doing? Like,
That's why I'm telling you to turn it off.
All right, y'all. Always remember.
We love love.
Y'all should love love too.
Peace. Just ignorant.
Ignorant for no reason. Golly.
All that you both have accomplished thus far, baby, it's going to happen for everyone. Davis Lyon, I swear we believe you. Don't be on there. I really don't. Just like that too. Have a good holiday.
I'm calling you right after as soon as we end this rap, so you can talk your trash.
He don't got no trash to talk.
Yeah, he do. That's all he do.
All right, whatever. All right, y'all. I gotta go put the baby in the bed. She hanging tonight because y'all being funny with us. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yes, Danielle says Brandy don't have to watch that. I think her imagination is just fine, but I don't even be imagining nothing. I was just talking because I had messed up that man name. That's all.
Keep the freak. I'm really about to Google it too. Watch it be something. If I promise you, if I Google it and a Pornhub account pop up, I promise you, I'm posting receipts too. I'm posting receipts.
On whose page?
Huh? On my page.
Okay,
all
yeah.
my 100,000 of my followers. This is my wife. She said something about Keep the Freak on Pornhub, and this is this man. Look. Whole time she claims she don't watch it. Look at Keep the Freak, y'all. I'm dead.
All right, y'all.